Aloha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my tube of living to your highest potential. I'm Aubrey Apple, and I'm here to talk about time for yourself as being a mom. Mothers giving themselves some time to spend time with themselves because we get so busy with so many different things, we rarely have the time for ourselves. Now, how to make sure you have the time to take care of yourself with all the errands and your jobs and all the responsibilities. Managing time is something that you kind of have to look into. There's a lot of channels here in YouTube that would teach you time management. I learned time management in many different ways. First, I made sure that after I send my kids to school and I go to work, that I would just work more efficiently. Now I have the luxury to actually go home whenever I want when I finish the job. And then I would go home and I would do my second job, which is jewelry making. And also now this platform in YouTube, I make sure that I record this no matter what. Even if I only have 30 minutes, I would just crunch this video and make sure that it happens. Time management is a practice, and it took me a while to actually make sure that I have exactly everything in order. And once you know your schedule, you just have to find that little window and make the best out of it. Now, before I would just be like, I don't have the time to make YouTubes or edit, or I don't even have the time to do mani and pedi. And when I keep repeating I don't, and I don't, it will manifest. Now, when I started learning that the more you say something like I don't remember names, the more it becomes true. Now, when I started changing that thought, like I don't have the time, I change it to I'm going to have the time. I'm going to find the time. And I did. I found the time. I just need to twitch a little bit of my schedule here. Now, I might probably give up surfing, or I probably have to give up snorkeling, or I probably have to give up that laundry. But I do manage to put in that time for myself to record these videos, and also put the time to set an alarm for myself to rest. I also try to find once a week to do a lot of creativity work, like drawings or piano or learning Spanish. 30 minutes once a week. And also, what do I try to do? I try to do meditation early in the morning for 10 minutes to just incorporate as much as you can for self-development and taking care of yourself. Now, when I was in college, my best friend and I would go out in clubs, and she had a baby or a toddler child back then. Her husband was very supportive of that. She would prepare everything for her husband the day off to make sure everything is ready for her to leave. Now, she manages her time very well, and she definitely was able to find time for herself, for her husband, for her daughter, and for her friends, and for her family. When you find yourself not having the time to do what you love to do, just reevaluate yourself and take a moment. I highly suggest before going to bed, when you're in bed and before you fall asleep, to instead watching TV, to think about how you could actually plan your day next day, plan your day the night off. I do this before going to sleep. I would play my day for the next day, and it always transpire. Like small things like today, I wanted to be home at 1 p.m., but there was issues at work and there was people to be paid, and I end up staying 2 hours later. And when I got home, there was a lot of mess I wanted to clean, and I was just like, I could just put off this video on Thursday. Now I set up every Wednesday to make video, and when I got home and I start cleaning, I just like, because I played in my mind the night off what I'm going to do today, my mind actually stopped me from doing cleanups. I was picking up my daughter's whatever they had around the house, and my mind just literally just stopped me from doing it and said, hey, you have to record. So I highly suggest the night before to play out your day. It has helped me and I hope it helps you. And another thing is to make sure that when your family is demanding a lot of time from you, to tell them full-heartedly that you need a certain time in a day or in a week for yourself. When you start taking care of yourself as well, your kids, my daughters in my experience, started to change their mannerism towards everything because of the fact that I was just so like, let's just get from A to Z and I don't even see the middle of it all. I don't give as much of that presentness to my daughters now when I start taking care of myself and I was developing a lot of mental strength. I began to really see my daughters. I know it took me about like a year and a half, almost 2 years to really like see the beauty of the whole thing. Better late than sorry. Now, my culture, it is very difficult to start taking care of ourselves first because we are all consumed by what society tells us to be. And I don't know any other culture out there, but I know in the Philippine culture, we were not really pushed to take care of ourselves after we became moms, like going to the gym or going out. I did not even know postpartum blues existed. I heard about it for the very first time when I was pregnant. And when I was growing up, postpartum blues, depression, there was no such thing. Back in the Philippines, there was not a lot of gyms. There was no such thing as yoga classes or dance classes or a lot of classes that is geared towards mothers or women's. And we were just really asked to stay home and be quiet and take care of our children. And because that is ingrained upon me, it took me also a while to understand that to take care of my daughters, I have to take care of myself first. I deserve equal treatment, like I need lunch break, which would be like I gotta go do something or something like that. I gotta go meet some friends, I gotta do this and that. Even if I'm being judged for it, I would take it. And because I know what helps me grow, the noises just no longer matter to me. So I highly suggest for those who are mothers out there who forget to take care of themselves to remember that to be able to take care of the whole entire unit of your family, you have to take care of yourself first. Once you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes, and it is definitely true. I have changed the way I've perceived certain things, like I no longer think about doing my duties as a mom, but actually raising my kids to their highest potential. Everything changes. My daughter started to just be kinder now. Their persona is still loud. Their personality is just like this force of nature, like the wave under and up. You know, you kind of need that two things to function. That's my daughters, yes. So when my daughters are doing their wave on top and wave on the bottom, I simply just surf their waves, and it is a very powerful wave, and it could be fun once you start going with the whole flow. When you start giving yourself the time, you will begin to see everything from a different perspective. Now again, as I mentioned, ask for your families and partner for time. Since it was just Mother's Day, I really wanted to communicate this to mothers out there who barely have the time for themselves because they're giving so much with their whole entire household and probably also doing business and working at the same time. It is very important to take care of yourself. This is another way of living to your highest potential. I hope it helps you as much as it has helped me. Aloha. Again, my name is Aubrey Apple.